Yo, yo, yo. Time for another crypto update. Super style. So, starting with the total market cap of always on the daily time frame. This is an important time in the market, specifically because we are now above the 50 EMA, which is what we've been waiting for. That's all we're always waiting for, or at least from my perspective. So, I'm going to zoom in here. Um, the main and the first thing that we're going to analyze is that this candle right here did not, or this candle closed above the 50 MA. So closed, closed above, closed above the 50 EMA, right? This candle was a bearish closing candle. But what was interesting about the bearish closing candle is that it did not close below the 50 MA. So I'm gonna put but did not close below the 50. This next candle, okay, obviously opened above the 50 and is now currently at this moment in time a bullish candle. That is where we are getting into. This candle currently right now is a bullish candle above the 50 EMA. That's the main thing. It's a bullish candle above the 50 EMA. So I don't know why I just typed all those because I'm about to delete them. TradingView does not really do well with those bubbles. So anyways, I wanted to point out that this candle closed above, this candle rejected, meaning it was bearish, but notice this wick and this wick. So when we go to the, you might as well go down. Actually, let's go down to 5 minutes. Get a good intraday perspective because I want to explain what happened. The only thing price truly did, and I'm gonna mark so everyone is on the same page. I'm gonna mark this vertical line. This is gonna represent the 8th. This is gonna represent the 9th, and this is going to be representing the 10th when this closes at 8 o'clock. Boom. So these are the 3 days that are being represented. This is the bullish candle. This is the bearish candle, and this is the currently at this moment in time the bullish candle. Do I have kill zones activated? I don't. Let's activate kill zones. That's why I don't have activated. Let's turn this off and that off. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's get this more appropriate to how it actually is. Boom. And boom. So this is more appropriate to the actual opening of price at the candles. Why does that candle look like that? Interesting. So what I wanted to come down here to the 5 minute time frame to show you is how price is consolidating at this level, but specifically it's setting itself up to climb higher or lower. What I mean by that is when price came here, this is how you really analyze price. When price came here and made a high, all right? When it made that high, it came back and did whatever you want to call this, and then it broke that high. At the end of the day, that's all it did. It made a high, came down here, broke that high again. After it broke that high, it immediately shut down. And what I mean by immediately, there were no bullish candles that even rallied. They just kept falling. And the bullish candles just kept getting beat. Nothing but bear action. All right. After that, price then did an immediate retracement back up. In that immediate retracement back up, that just so happened to be in the specific time where price was closing. That's why that candle on the daily time frame looks like the bearish closing candle. Okay, you with me? Just stay with me now, because time and price does this on purpose. When price came back up here and closed here, immediately shut back down. This right here was just an enticement of the bears. When people saw this hesitancy in the market, they're like, oh, bear, pull back, okay, boom. No, that was just a trap in the market. This was just a trap enticement to keep price going higher. And I believe price will continue to go higher before the last enticement before it comes back down. So I said all of that to say that once again, this daily candle is going to be important, because it's going to be not only the second candle that closes above the 50, but the first open and close above the 50. So this candle is going to confirm the first bullish impulsive move, which is what we've been waiting for. The first bullish impulsive move out of this low range. So that being said, there's two ways you can enter this. Most people, they like to taste most people, they like to take the first reaction, go ahead and get into the market, you know what I'm saying? Not even play no games. Just go ahead and ride the wave up. Actually, let's just stay on a higher time frame, because it's easier to look at in visual perspective. So most people, they're going to see this bullish wave, this bullish impulsement, and they're probably going to say, okay, I'm going to take this as an opportunity. Zone wise, let's just say, let's hide the indicators, and let's just say we're looking from this purple zone from 2 trillion up to 2.9 trillion, 2.19, 2.2, let's just say 2.2. That's a good, you know what I'm saying? What the world? That's a good risk to reward. What is happening? What happened? Okay, I don't know what's happening like that. But that's a good risk to reward ratio. You know what I'm saying? You could say my stop is beneath here, and I don't know where you can be targeting. It's kind of hard. I'm looking at that perspective because I don't really see that, so it's kind of hard for me to analyze that. What I see is price continue to hesitate. What I mean by hesitate is to continue to climb potentially, and hesitate, and climb and hesitate potentially. I don't chase the buy. I actually wait for the sellers to line up. So I'm bringing the indicators back on and show you visually what I'm talking about. From a 4-hour perspective, if you look at these orange EMAs right here, that orange EMA specifically is the 400 EMA, meaning that price has stacked up against itself 400%, meaning it did it 4 times. All right. Specifically, how I use that is I use the market structure with that. So all I'm saying is that there's some highs over here, right? You're gonna look at these highs and you want to see price act as a resistance and reject those highs. Without getting too advanced, you know what I'm saying? I'm not really trying to get too advanced, because you really don't have to at the end of the day. All you gotta do is wait and watch. That's why I've been waiting with price now. I haven't really did anything to the charts, just kind of watching, because that's all that really matters at the end of the day. So I'm not even really going to mark up anything on the chart. I'm just going to let it do what it does. But I will leave a note here saying watch how the candle closes above. Watch how price holds above here. And that specific price point, the opening of this candle is what right here, 1.96. So let's see how it holds above 1.96. On the hourly time frame, it's really not even nothing. This isn't nothing to even mark up. This is just some loading. I'm not even going to really do anything, but it is something to say about the nice rally that it did. You know, to potentially for long-term sake, to see what I want to see, to say what I want to see. If this was to work out nicely, price gave you this bullish impulse, right? We would then want it to confirm this bullish leg by retracing here. When it retraced here, it's gonna load, do what it's got to do, you know what I'm saying, blah 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 blah. And then we wait for another cross of the 50 EMA, exactly like it did there. We want to see it somewhere around here and continue up from there. This isn't really hard. It's just about patience and knowing what you're looking for and waiting for the specific and correct confirmations. So for me, I'm not really chasing this first bullish buy. I'm actually going to wait and see how it holds above 1.96. And that's just for the total market cap. So that speaks for all the cryptos across the board. For instance, if we go to the Bitcoin now, we can see that it held, we had this nice bearish retracement back down. This bearish retracement back down came all the way down to what, the 88.6, retraced almost 90%, hitting this 35. I'm gonna round that off. 36. Hitting 36,000. Okay, now trying to test back up here at 45,000. This same 45,000 zone is trying to play. It's trying to play in this zone. Interesting to see it come. It's also still in this ABC pattern, so it's got to come back down to this arrow really to test, to confirm, you know what I'm saying, these lows, confirm the level before it just takes off, because that's not how price moves. I mean, actually that is how price moves sometimes, especially the crypto space. It'll just take off for no reason. Me, I want to get in a confirmation. I don't want to just put my market into a chasing market. So that's what I potentially want to see, it come back down here, see how price reacts at this level. It has to hold 43. Doesn't look so strong right now at all. Like at all. This actually looks like it's setting up, it's accumulating, consolidating, ranging between you know what I'm saying, these highs and lows. Price is just ranging. I don't play that ball game. We get in at approximate times in the market where we can execute heavily nice placed trades. So it's nothing really here to even mark up on Bitcoin. Ethereum, even Ethereum isn't above the daily candle. It hasn't even closed above. This would be the first candle that closed above. So Ethereum is even at a more interesting spot because it did climb pretty strong on the expansion. It looks like it even wants to come up to the 618. It may come up to 34. Let's see, because that's the way the strength of Ethereum and the network, the way it moves, would not surprise me if it came up to 34 for sure. I'm saying 34, 25, around that too. At that quarter level, 35, 25. So go down to a 4-hour intraday perspective. This climb here, this expansion move was pretty healthy. I will say it is pretty healthy. The moves are small though. They aren't wide expanding moves. These look to be smaller time frame intervals. There's 5-leg move. Some potentially from the origin to the 3 to the 4. You know what I'm saying? Completing pretty much off of that to that. You know what I'm saying? You would want to see something like that really come all the way back down to 4 for real. I'm loading this purple zone. Excuse me, I don't even know. I'm not even talking anymore. I forgot I'm doing the video. I need to be marking up the chart sometimes. Delete some of that stuff. Most of that stuff. But it's just a very important time in the markets because it's going to give and say and do certain things that's important for us to watch and observe, but not jump the gun on. You never want to jump the gun on anything. That's why I say you want to wait for confirmations, wait for the market to tell you exactly what's happening. All right, I struggled so hard just then to do all of that. That's Ethereum. Go to Solana. Actually, you know what? There's some other coins that I actually want to pay attention to. Like, for instance, Solana right now is still at an interesting spot. I still see it's going to come a lot lower. Holding this $100 105 level. I got marked at the 786. But there's a sweet spot right between the 618 to the 786 zone. There's a sweet spot in price where I see it potentially setting up next, but it looks like it's going to retrace up a little bit higher. It's broken this first bearish trend, and it looks like it's going to come up and test here. Come up and test that level, potentially somewhere in here, maybe. I'm guessing here. It's really too early. It's too early to say anything. Too early. But it's just, notice how price is holding in this range. This is where you just got to know your levels, know your range. This is the time where you find your levels and you know your range. Find your levels and you know your range. So me, I'm going to start, I haven't really, for with my charts in these video report analysis wise, I haven't really started to be as adamant on the price points and the levels. I've been saying the Fibonacci levels, but now let's be specific on the price points. So I'm gonna mark this purple arrow here. I'm gonna mark 107 flat. So we're trying to pay attention to 107 here. And let's make so we know what we're looking at. All right, this 107 level needs to hold. Because that's got to be our floor. So let's do this. Let's start to do this with the videos, right? We want to notice a floor before we can buy, right? If I were to go to an example right quick, if we're gonna buy into the market, or if we're gonna sell into the market, either or has to give you a confirmation to do so. So if you're going to get into a buy market, you want to see a floor, okay, and then you want to see price come back and confirm that floor, testing this level, aka making another floor before continuing up higher. And all I did was make a higher high and a higher low. So let's recap. If this is our low and this is our high, what did price come back down here and do? Again, it made another low and then made another high. Same thing for the sales. If this is our high, right, and we need to see a low, we need to see price make another higher high before coming and making that low. So something like, where's my arrows? Here they are. Something like that. Boom. Price making higher highs and making higher lows. That's what we want to see in the market. So price needs to confirm itself. So when we're on the first impulse or the first leg of what's happening for the first time, you know what I'm saying? Are you chasing the market, or are you being reactive and waiting for what it's telling you to do? So I'm going to be reactive and wait for what it tells me to do and see if we can get a nice retracement back down here. Ultimately, what I would love to see. Specifically down here, back down to this quarterly low right here at 175. That's where we want to see. So we want to see this level hold, and we want to see price come back down to this level right here. And we'll make that blue just so we'll be on the same page with it. We want to see price come back down to 1.76 and hold. It's got to hold these lows. I see price being around here ranging for a while, so it's not like prices are gonna go anywhere too soon. Don't get too excited. This is the time where you go to look at other markets, like let's go FX, not XRP. But let's look at Loopring, right? Loopring is one of those ones that's still holding that purple zone in an extensive basis. What do you mean by extensive? If you see where I have this eye right here, this is where price made a floor in a sense, right? Let's stay on the topic of what we were talking about. This is our first impulse. Let's do this. Let's hide our indicators, right? This is our first impulse, and this is our bearish retracement back down. Okay, price has now made a higher low. Meaning, where am I looking for? If this is our first low, price made a high, and then it came back up here and made a higher low. This is trend, right? This is how you find trends in the market. So now what do you do next, Trev? You wait for it to confirm this low. So if it's gonna hold this low, I'm gonna bring the indicators back. It first must show you a first impulse that it's making. We've already found our first one. We found our purple zone. So if we're gonna stay and confirm off this specific first impulse, then you see how price is shifting right here in the color from red to orange. This is meaning it's breaking a smaller time frame structure. So we're gonna go to the hourly time frame. Actually, let's go one at a time. We're gonna go to the 4-hour time frame. I forgot I drew this box. It already It already did what I was trying to say. So it made an impulse. Okay, it made a bullish impulse, and then it retraced back down into that blue box. That blue box is specifically the sweet spot. The sweet spot between the 50 to 618. Came back, held the sweet spot, and now it is holding this next bullish impulse. So what am I looking for? Let's move this down here because I'll be looking for that all the time. So it is now in this next bullish impulse, right? Now you want to see it hold this trend. It's got to break this red zone. You see this red zone right here? This is the big heavy resistance from forever. Yeah, pretty much from the high. Price has not breaking that yet. So this is still technically in the first impulse. This little bearish retracement right here, that is not my idea first entry, because that's just testing the first impulse that was really weak to begin with. It tested that first real weak move that on a 3-day time frame is just really one move. This is still just one move, even though it took 2 weeks. We're on the 3rd week now, pretty much rolling into the next month. This is where, you know, time rolls into price. You gotta learn how to time yourself correctly at the price. For instance, I guarantee you we're going to be using this 95-cent level importantly at some point in time, especially how it's got these other things going on, but right now in time, no. So what we would like to see is price to break this wall. We want to see it break this barrier, and while still holding this low, this 9 level leg down here, it has to hold this 9. If this is our floor, you know what I'm saying, starting from our origin 1 2 3 4 etc all the way down to 9, and it has to hold that and break. Let's do this. Let's replicate that up here and make this red. So that's what it has to break. And let's do it. Let's make it look differently. I don't like the way it looked, to be honest. There we go. There we go. Something like that. Boom. Do I have? Yeah, I only got it on 4. Okay. So it's gotta hold this. Okay, so that's what I see on Loopring. Still an important time, important price range for sure. Very just interesting how price is moving here though. Very interesting. These arrows here, I'm gonna take off the daily. And just watch how price is reacting here. This trend here, appropriate this trend line correctly. How I like to draw my trend lines is 2 touch trend lines. We're gonna identify the highest closing candle, this bullish candle right here on the 24th of November. And we're gonna mark it to the next, in my opinion, second highest closing candle. We're gonna use that one. And we're gonna extend this out. I'm gonna make it black, make it noticeable to see. We're gonna make it thicker. Boom. So that's how we're gonna use this trend line. We're gonna make it a dashed line. Boom. All right, I like that. I like that. So until price can break above that bearish trend, we are in a bearish market. I'm really trying to see if there's anything else that I can annotate here, and there's nothing here that's really making more eye-catching things, except if this is going to hold. What is this? What's that blue thing? What is that? Oh, I know what that is. If this is going to hold and let's say exceed up and replicate from the 786, let's say if this is going to happen, what's happening here? Why isn't it doing it? Oh my god. not fooling with that. If this is gonna replicate into something like that, it's pretty hard to say because it's gotta want to hold this level. All right, it's gotta hold here and continue up higher, and really agree with what the market has to say at this level. So far, it is agreeing and supporting wise. You see how it's still in this yellow zone. As long as it holds this 786, it holds 96 cents, 109, 1.109, excuse me. It's pretty much 98 cents to a dollar one. It's got to hold that level, pretty much where exactly it's ranging right now. The lowest extension being the 76, the highest of that range being 1.1. So what does it say? A 35 point range. But you can decide if you want to accumulate, DCA yourself into the market. I personally haven't DCA myself into any market right now. But this is an ideal. This is an ideal zone if you agree with the market analysis at this point in time to get into the market. What's stopping me is the total market cap. This right here is the first deciding point. This is what I want to see right here. This is the deciding moment in time for me if I'm going to get into the market. Right now, I'm just not telling you this. It's not going to happen. This isn't strong enough to sustain the length, or at least at this time right now. If it is, it's going to have to explode into what the next time frame up for me is, would be the 3-day time frame, and come up to this extension level of 2.1. You know what I'm saying? But that's getting to the guessing. I don't want to guess. And we have to also get into the next week. Right now, yeah. So we'll take it day by day. I believe I stopped on loop ring. I believe you have a few more things like ADA on here. We haven't talked about ADA. Let's go to the daily time frame. ADA still holding this dollar level, ranged up to what is that? What, 1.1? What did I say? The replication of this first impulse ends around $1. Watch for the reaction here for your opportunity. So it did end here. I was referring to here. We're saying watch around here for opportunity. It's giving you that opportunity. So you have to ask yourself, is this opportunity strong enough to get into the market? The first thing I see is the previous bullish impulse before. You know what I'm saying? That move right there. This one right here isn't even as strong as that one. It's taking longer to just even do half what it did before. So once again, more waiting time for me. But it's showing you those levels. It's giving you key ideas and structure and what it's doing. I see something potentially setting up in this box right here later on for sure. The price is speaking to me here. So it's gonna be an interesting range here with ADA. So you're watching for opportunity out of here, and you want to see if this opportunity is strong enough to hold. Yeah, that's ADA. Mana. Wow, what did I draw on mana? Because it's doing exactly that. That's crazy. Mana here is in a whole different field. Get into the metaverse coins. Wow, that's crazy. Why was I think I was trying to say an ABC out of here, testing the trend, because that's exactly what it did, and it's taken off. So how you would analyze this, right? Same thing as before. If this is our bullish impulse, where's my arrow? This being our bullish impulse here. Okay, we have the retracement down here. Okay, after the bearish retracement, now what? You wait for price to confirm a floor, a higher low. If we're trying to buy, we need another low to buy off of. For me, I see that low being right here. This is the closest low that I see. That price gave you literally a day and a half to get in. Got to be interactive and watching in the market. And what really made the eyes, if you pay attention to the trend, if this is our highest closing candle here, and we mark the second highest closing candle here, and we extend that, and we extend this line, we can see the break of that here. Price is breaking. This is pretty much what we want to see happen correctly on the daily, on the total market cap to agree with the overall crypto space. This is just one coin. This is a one engine, one train that is not a full entity of the full crypto space. So be aware that as certain things move in the market and do certain things. Me, I see this coming as high as 236. It already is rejecting heavily this 382. This being a heavy resistance spot, pretty much coming from, once again, this second highest candle. I'm gonna mark that and turn it red here, indicating our bearish resistance here. That is pretty heavy. We'll do something like that because this is pretty heavy, supporting itself. And we'll actually do the wicks here as well. I'm saying I'm marking this 2-leg, so we got to see how price reacts to this second leg. So I'm gonna mark something like this, and we're gonna mark this as paper. So we're gonna say, watch how price reacts to the second, meaning this one, and the fourth, second and fourth structured legs, structure points. So that's gonna automatically stay saved up here. Let's annotate this a little bit different. Bada bing, bada boom. So watch how price reacts to the second and fourth structure points. Those structure points being here. Let's make that black. Very much easier to see if it's black. Thank you for that. That one is not, I'm not liking that one. So we'll, yeah. So it definitely broke above 1, right? It came and made a low, right? Remember I said about higher highs and higher lows? If this is a high, a low, a lower high, a lower low, coming into another lower low, price made a higher high. Or actually, no, that would be a higher low. This would still be a higher low. A higher low, and this would be your higher, or excuse me, a lower high. My bad. This would be a lower high. This would be your higher high because it's above this previous one. This one is breaking higher than these previous 3 levels here. So this is an important break, very important break. Now coming to test, like I said, the second and fourth key levels. So we got to see how price reacts into out of that red zone. Hopefully that made sense. But I don't want to get into too much depth because, like I said, it's not too much going on to really even be going that deep into it. But this is definitely important to say for mana. We want to see this level hold, and how is it going to react on the retracement back down into its sweet spot. We want to look at that on the 4-hour time frame only, really. I'm pretty much coming back to test these same lows in here. That literal same thing going on. So that's mana. I haven't marked any points. I didn't say any points that whole time. So the 618 being the first key level. That 2.41. We make it 2.4? Yeah, so 2.4. Nah, I don't even like that. 2.5. Where's 2.5 at? Yeah, there you go. 2.5 is the main quarter level. Crazy. 2.5 reaching up is currently at 3.4. It breached 3.5. And we want to see how it reacts to 3.85 right here. We want to see how it reacts to that level. It's gotta break that level and go higher before I myself want to enter into the market. I want to see the arrows, man. I am losing everything. Can't even see where it's at. Here we go. I want to see it break it, come back and retest it, then go up before I get into the market. But that's gonna take some time, or it's gonna be very, very strong. One of the two. So we'll see. That's mana. I believe you got one more. Sand. Sand held that as well. What's going on with this fib? On the 3-day time frame. Okay, so we'll start with the 3-day time frame for the structure here. Marking from the closure of this bearish candle, not that one, to the high, to the wick. We'll do our buy setup. All right, and we can see that price is in the sweet spot. Ooh, sand is holding that sweet spot heavy too. We're gonna go to the weekly time frame. Drag the screen chart so we can see from a different perspective. Pay attention that when it broke, coming from down here, when it came and made the highest high. Look at candles now. Let's look at it from a price action candle. All right, bullish candle closed here. Okay, next we have a bearish candle, then a bullish doji candle, another bearish candle closing lower, and then boom, this big giant retracement candle back up. So these two candles right here are our last two bullish candles before price retraced back down. So those same candles that were the confirmation to the sell that were those same two candles, being this one and this one, that told us that all right, price is no longer buying up, it's selling, is going to be the same two candles that tells us, okay, price is going to continue to buy back up or sell. So I'm going to mark this candle specifically and make it aqua, because this is an extremely important candle right here. Extremely important. It's telling all the sauce. So we want to watch this candle for sure. This is definitely a higher time frame thing. I don't want to see this right in a lower time frame. Let's see what that looks like on the daily. Okay, yeah, we want to see the reaction here. Interesting to see though how it came down here and it's holding it so strong. Like, this is a pretty strong hold. And time too, it's taking its time. Didn't even really hesitate, didn't take no time lower. Held that structure level heavily. This aqua is the 100 EMA. Held that, pretty much saying if that's the 100 EMA, then that means that I could measure this bearish move right here. Let's make it red so we can see what happened. And I can replicate it. Oh, that's not the 100, that's the 200, excuse me. I can replicate it and pretty much say that this happened here, and it being the 200, saying that it happened again to a certain extent down here. So a little bit extensive. I don't want to get into explaining it into too much detail, but it was just a bearish replication that happened extending here. So that's pretty cool. So the same thing now, we want to see these bullish moves, right? They got to hold. Are they going to hold? And they're going to actually make these, let's make this blue, excuse me, and let's make these black, because these aren't bearish trended moves. These are just retracements. So our blacks are going to be replicating our retracements. We want to see it come up to the 236. That's where I really want to see it come. You see we're above the 50. We've closed 3 days strong above the 50. So let's go to intraday. Let's go to our 4 hour. So it's got to hold that. Right? This is our bullish impulse, followed by the retracement, followed by our second impulse. These impulses right here, these are the ones that I want to lower. These impulses here are the ones that are going to pretty much show you the truth as what's going on. And here is a nice setup right here. When you come and measure this like this, boom, nice sweet spot. You know what I'm saying? Come in there, market didn't even play. Market did not play with your ass. Took off. Barely came back 30%. So this is where you got to be reactive and watching, waiting for the price. I was not watching or reacting in anything because I don't really expect this to hold too much longer. We now have to see price stay above here. Is it going to stay and close above these zones? That's pretty hard to say. It's actually very tough to say. So we'll see how it holds here on the sand. If it does, let's say it does hold here, it then has to continue higher into those zones. I'm not even going to extensively do that. I believe this is the last pair though. And we got two more. Origin, I think Origin clapped back, didn't it? Not all the way. They did gain some strength though, because I remember the last time I talked about this thing, boy. Sheesh. Let's actually fix that trend line. That looked terrible. Let's identify this high candle here, and this being our second candle here. We'll mark that, and we'll give ourselves a little intraday smaller one here, because that's where price is currently testing. That's how you draw trend lines, in my opinion. So we got to see, just stay on the daily time frame. It's not even point to go lower. We got to see price get back here. Got to see price get back here. To come back, draw itself back into the trend, because right now it's just falling. Boy, it's just falling. So we want to see it come back in here for Origin. This, for a daily time frame, that's exactly what you want to see. If I were to go to the hourly, just because to see, still ugly. The 4 hour, this is nah, man. I'm not even going. Nah. Last one, I believe this is Litecoin. Litecoin has a very interesting structure here. Okay. I just drew it differently. A lot of different things going on here. Okay, I see what I did. We're not gonna go that way though. Nope. All right, so these black arrows are the retracements. Actually, we can keep that there. Remember, these black arrows are the retracements. So we're trying to see how price is going to hold here. If it's going to hold, how long, etc., etc. Actually, this setup isn't done. You see this green, but why is I put this here for a reason? I don't really know what's going on with this setup. I think I see what's going on. I see what I was trying to do. Dang, so we're gonna, sorry, I'm trying to make this make much more sense than what I was trying to do. Let me mark what actually happened. Yeah, here we go. And it took these lows down here, and it's still finna fall. Expand this. Man, this is a higher time frame move for sure. So pretty much, it's gonna be down here. Sheesh. Then we're gonna do a replication from here to here. Oh, I know why. Because price is so extensive. Ooh. I know why I had that on there. I literally just drew this same exact thing. I don't know if y'all saw me delete this, but I had just deleted that. So let's do it this way. Let's go from this perspective. Let's actually make this a walk up. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's take off the background. Okay. So coming down right here, exactly where I had that. Yeah. Right in there. Somewhere just like that. Coming from here. So we want to see price come down to 65 cents. That's the target. Targeting 65 cents. Oh, that was disrespectful. Targeting 65 cents. Looking for an entry in here, in this blue clouded zone. Specifically off of the low of here. This is where our entry is going to come from. The low of that candle right here, and I'll extend this so it's easier to see. So I want to look for an entry that gives me the confirmation now. Just because I'm marking this level doesn't mean it's just going to automatically do it. Off 150. I want to enter off 150 and take it down to 60. Sheesh, take it down to 65 cents. That's just light. It's definitely can come back up here and do some more crazy stuff, but just from the way the market is structured right now, it looks like it's going to be right here. So we'll see. Definitely see. But yeah, between 150 and easily come back up here and touch this 236 at 180. So we'll see. And yeah, I feel like this video is pretty long, wrapped up, marked up, did a lot of things, talked a lot of stuff. 4-hour time frame, yeah. So we'll see. Take it back to the total market cap. Just to give it a little quick review. Daily, we got to see this candle remain above the daily time 50 EMA, meaning this daily candle has to stay above where it opened, 1.96 for total market cap, that being 43.8 for Bitcoin. Actually, it's not gonna be 43.8, it's more like here, 42.75. yeah, that looks way more correctly. 7,500. I just think he's so picky. So yeah, we're gonna see this. Man, this does not look healthy at all. This thing look like it's gonna come right back down. If it does, let me go ahead and mark this because I see this now. That I did on a lot of others. I didn't do a Bitcoin. I'm gonna mark this from this low to this high. Mark it up on the setup. Dang. There we go. And you want to see it come back here. You know what I'm saying? You want to see it come here and see how it reacts here. Back into the structure level of the 6 wave. Yeah, because it ABC'd out of that 6. So you want to see it come back and hold that 6. See how she plays here. It's probably gonna hold here for a while actually. But if it can break this purple, that's pretty impressive. That would be highly impressive if it breaks that. Candy and Cat to you. If it breaks this, giving you pretty much a floor and a ceiling to look at. If it breaks that, then yeesh. If it breaks that, it's going to be coming up here into your breaking your origin at that point, back into this blue box. That's definitely saying a lot. It can come back up to 50,000, because that's huge. 50,000 is your main level right there. But yeah, I'll go ahead and wrap this up. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, my sisters. Thank you. Peace.